Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Katura, and today I'm just gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna be talking about sickle cell. Many of you know I had a page before that was just really dedicated to sickle cell. I did a pregnancy, like my pregnancy vlog of having sickle cell, and I really, if there's one thing I regret, and I always say I never regret anything in life, or most people do, but one thing I regret or wish I could take back, which is regret, is my journey being pregnant with sickle cell and all of that. Because I think it was like last night or the night before, I looked up, like, you know, people with sickle cell, just to see, like, you know, what sicklers are doing out there, what are we talking about, what information are we giving back and feedback. And I was really disappointed. Like, half of the things were old. It was coming from people who really didn't have sickle cell, but they read a textbook and it was just textbook content. It was just textbook information, like what the doctors get, and they're like, hey, yeah, so what I read in page 58 of 69 in my second year is that causes pain. Now, did you have this pain recently? Were you born with it? And when they ask things like that, it's just like, okay, new doctor, because if you know about sickle cell, you would know that I was born with it. Okay. But yeah, so I'm just kind of disappointed. I'm happy to see that there are more sicklers out there who are talking about it, because I think the 3 years before when I was doing it, it was like maybe 2 or 3 people that were really out there doing YouTube videos. So I guess compared to now, like, that's a big leap, and I'm proud of us for putting ourselves out there. But I just wanted to see more. I wanted to see, you know, pregnancy, because a lot of sicklers are out here getting pregnant and we're not vlogging to help other people. And I was disappointed in myself, because I was one of those pioneers, and I felt like I took it down, and you know. So basically, this video is to my new subscribers, my old subscribers, to let you guys know, as much as I love beauty, as much as I love doing hair routines and reviews about going to TJ Maxx and all these other places, Sephora, I have sickle cell. I am sickle cell. I am the face of sickle cell. This is what sickle cell looks like. It's an invisible disease. We look great, and inside we are 9 times out of 10 in pain. And it's a really complicated disease, because a lot of people cannot are not empathetic. You know, you can't see that I'm in pain, so you can't be like, oh, she's in pain, dear God. Versus, you know, if it was expressed more, like if my hand was like this and I'm like, oh my God, you know, you'd be a little bit more, you know, empathetic to the whole situation. And it's not a pity party. We don't like people to feel sorry for us or anything like that. I just want people to have understanding of what it is. And I was very inclined to make this video because a couple that I know recently had a child with sickle cell, and it breaks my heart, because we can prevent other kids from having sickle cell. And you can't help who you love, I understand that, but it's like in the stages when you're boyfriend and girlfriend, it is so important to go get tested. It's literally just going to get blood, and they, you know, check to see if you have sickle cell trait, and then they can tell you, you know, the proper ways to go about it. So basically, I will tell you real quick. My mom and my dad had the trait. My mom had the trait, my dad had the trait. They had me, and I had full blown. Now my brother, he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have the trait, he doesn't have sickle cell, and that is purely because of God's grace on my mother and blessing and her prayers. I believe till this day, the story that she told me, like, you know, she went up to the altar and prayed about it, because she did not want to have 2 kids with sickle cell. And you know, she left it at the altar, but she just had to remind herself, you know, like every time the thought would come, like, you know, you're gonna have a child who's gonna have sickle cell, are you kidding me? Like, come on. She would have to be like, no, I prayed about it in Jesus' name. And my brother's a living testimony, you know, to God's grace and mercies, because he doesn't have no trait, no nothing. And then life growing up, having a brother with who didn't have sickle cell was amazing, because I had someone who would take care of me, who would go get, you know, juice for me out of the fridge, or who would tell mom that I'm not feeling well in the night, and he would sleep in my room on the floor like a little puppy. I mean, he still does it till this day. I mean, we're grown, and he'll come in my room and watch TV with me, and next thing you know, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, I look over and he's on the floor, you know. So it's really dope to know that if I'm sick, I have a brother who can now drive me to the hospital, and just things like that. It's always dope to know that you have help. And I believe that, you know, God created him for a reason. Even though when I was 7, I was highly disappointed. I was like, little brother. So, you know, that's cool. But back to sickle cell. Basically, if you know, you don't know you have the trait and you now hook up with a man who you don't know has a trait, your child 9 times out of 10 is going to have full-blown sickle cell, and that is the last thing you want. For myself, when I was married, I made sure that my ex-husband didn't have sickle cell or the trait, because I didn't want that for my child. And I had that option, you know, to say, hey, I like you, I can potentially see myself marrying you, but if you have the trait, I know that I have sickle cell and I do not want that for my child, I would walk away from it. That's a personal choice. I'm not here to persuade you to break up with your man because, you know, you guys have both got tested and you find out that he has the trait. No, I'm just saying to go seek help. You know, maybe you guys are married and you guys watch this video and now you find out, okay, I have the trait, he has the trait. We're thinking about having kids. I don't want to stop anyone from having kids. It's just like, I want you to know, okay, now you may have a child who has sickle cell. What, you know, kind of doctors, what kind of help can we get for this child that we're bringing into this world? Because it's going to be hard. It's going to be sleepless nights, you know, of you staying up, of you having to go to the doctors at 2 a.m. because your child was fine all day. And in the nighttime, your child is sick, and you have to be mentally ready for this life, and you have to know that your child, you're going to have to be there emotionally for that child and physically for that child. So that's like a big thing in the dating world, you know, just make sure that you're prepared for it. I'm not here to discourage anyone from dating anything else, because I know a lot of sicklers who are, you know, dating someone with sickle cell, and I think it's great because you have someone to relate to and you both know what you're going through. But if you guys are talking about having kids, that is a serious topic, because you have to decide whether you want to bring this child into the world knowing what you have and what resources are available to this child and how you're going to help this child be the best person he or she can be. Moving on, what is sickle cell? I get that asked a lot of times. You cannot catch it. If I sneeze on you, cough on you, you're not going to catch it. You have to be born with it. It is a blood disorder. So basically your cells are circular shape and mine are circular and sickle. It's like a crescent moon shape. Because of that moon shape, they get stuck together, and wherever they get stuck, I break out in what is called a sickle cell crisis. You can imagine that blood flows everywhere in the body. That was horrible. I can't really do the worm right. So you can get sickle cell pains anywhere. When I was younger, and a lot of you know, younger kids who we call pediatrics, we get it, or they get it in their arm or legs. It tends to get swollen. When I got older, I started to experience back pains and leg pain, and recently it's been leg and back still. The things that help with that, a lot of people ask, well, what helps sickle cell pain? I tend to like to do things from home. I'm very stoic, so I like to take a home approach. In a home approach, you can drink a lot of water, Gatorade, take vitamin C, all your vitamins, vitamin B12 to get your energy up. Drink a lot of tea, ginger tea for your stomach, because, you know, if you're taking the medicine, which is oxycodone, morphine, hydroxyurea that some people are taking, and there's many more medicines, but I am, you know, blessed and fortunate to only be taking 2. It can make you nauseous and sick, and, you know, Sprite usually helps me, ginger ale, or like I said, the ginger tea, chamomile tea. A lot of us have insomnia, so taking melatonin is good to help us sleep. Calm music, lavender, essential oils help. I tell you guys about this spray called nutmeg that I do in a lot of my videos, and it helps me to like a holistic approach to pain relief. I realized taking acetaminophen, I believe that's what it's called. I've been taking that recently, and that's been helping me a lot. And just staying out of way, you know, not being in cold water, not getting stressed, because our body reacts to every and anything. So cold water bothers us, stress bothers us, you know, doing vigorous exercise routines, you know, yoga is a better alternative, or just doing things slow, you know, not taking on too much, cleaning the home and then taking care of your day, like break it down, write it down, and plan out your life. I've become very organized because I had to realize, you know, I can't clean my whole house, you know, sometimes I have to do my room and the bathroom and the kitchen, and then tomorrow I'll do my son's room and the guest room and the guest bathroom, and then the next day I'll do laundry, you know. So don't take on too much, you know. Don't feel like it's a mental game, you know, because sometimes you just are like, oh my god, like you're tired of fighting a pain, you're tired of not feeling normal, and normalcy in the fact of like just not having to wake up in pain every day, not having to rely on pain medicine to get you through your day, not being able to go swimming with your friends. And I remember making up excuses when I was ashamed because I didn't want to tell my friends, you know, hey, I have sickle cell, and you know, because of that I can't go into the cold water. True story of a story time. I was in college and it was like a little going away little pool party that they had for me, and the water was freezing cold, and I knew I didn't want to take that chance. I was like, if I go in this water, there's a chance that I'm going to be in the hospital. And I was in Tallahassee, and needless to say, Tallahassee Memorial Hospital sucks. And so anyways, I went in the water, and my friends did know that I have sickle cell. I wasn't ashamed to tell them that I had sickle cell per se, but it was like breaking it down, you know, all the way. Like, I have sickle cell, and because, and this will happen, and that. And I remember going in the pool and then like quickly jumping into the jacuzzi because I realized, you know, from cold to hot, my body will like, it'll be okay. And I remember I was the only one in the jacuzzi, and my friends were like, girl, it's hot, get in here. Like, the guys were like, why are you in the jacuzzi, get in here. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I really want to be with y'all, but I can't. And like 2 hours later, they came in the jacuzzi, and I was just like, y'all know I'm chilling, y'all. Like, my hair was like dehydrated, and so I don't want anyone to be ashamed. It took me a long time, and you know, sometimes I'm still uncomfortable like dating when I was dating, and I would have to tell a guy like, you know, just breaking it down. So I don't know, I don't want anyone to be ashamed. A lot of my videos are going to tell you guys holistic approach, like what vitamins to take, what vitamins I'm taking, heating pads and all that. So it's just a little intro that I wanted to do and let you guys know I will be doing videos about sickle cell, and just stay tuned for the ride. Thank you to all my subscribers, new and old, for rocking with me. A lot of you guys came from my old page, and a lot of you guys just found me, and I wanted to let you guys know who I am. I'm Katura Faye. I am a mother of a toddler. I am, what else? I'm a fashionista. I have sickle cell. I love God, and I like makeup. I'm not a guru. I like to do my natural hair. I'm trying to figure out new ways to do it each and every day, and I'm taking you along this journey with me. So thank you so much for tuning in to this little intro of what is sickle cell. Hopefully you guys can research it more, and I will have a part 2 where it's like a full video, and I tell you guys more stories and give you guys examples and let you guys know what works for me. I'm gonna do a hospital kit of what's like the best things to bring when you're in the hospital, whether it's like a quick visit, because a lot of times we have quick visits that equal like a 4-day stay. Can you believe that? More of that later. You guys take care. Love you.